For days 71 and 80 of the 100-day project, for this series of 10 days, I did mostly working with little journals and taking books and turning them into book covers. And I did that for most of these. And it's really cool because you can actually cut the covers of books. After you take the pages out, you can cut them, and then you can use those as your book structure. So if you have some really large books, you can then cut them down and then use them to make more journals. So in no particular order, these are the journals that I made. And these two were a book that I cut in half. And I used fabric and stitching to embellish the covers. And I did all of the stitching first. I stitched, I added all the pieces. This was actually recycled from another project, so anything goes. And then I used glue and I just adhered it onto the cover. And then I did the wraps for the closure. This is a book that I also cut in half, so you can see the two pieces here. And for this set here, I used some quilt, some Cantha quilt, and I just glued it around the top of the cover, and I added some lace to it. On this one, I did a little stitching. I did some little French knots. I added a little bit of lace on this one as well, and on the back. Now, this one was really cool because I was able to get 3 books out of this one cover. So for this one, I made some handmade rope. I guess you could call it rope, with some sari ribbon. And then I did a little bit of French knot stitching on some cotton muslin that I dyed, and then put some lace over it as well. And so this wraps around the bottom to open it. And then this one, I did some tea stain fabric, a little bit of lace, and I used a little clip and some sari ribbon, and then also a closure. And I especially love this one. I got some sari ribbon here at the bottom. And then I did some seed stitching in 2 different colors, added a little bit of cheesecloth onto this little piece of fabric. This was from a doily. And then glued it on and added a little pin with some sari ribbon on as well. I especially love this one. You can see the writing from the book cover. But that was really cool because I got 3 covers out of that one. Now for these little books, these 3 here, I ended up using just some book paper, some magazine from different books and things, magazines, books. And then I just cut them down and glued the paper to the cover, stitched in some little pages, and then just added a little bit of embellishments to it. These are super cute, little tiny ones, a little bit of lace, a little bit of ribbon. And then on this one, I did a little bit of stitching onto the fabric, and then I glued it on, and then added a little bit of lace and some sari ribbon as well. And so inside is just some coffee stain paper. And then the last one is very similar. I actually glued the ribbon around the outside of it. Loved this variegated color. And then put this little piece of Cantha quilt. I cut that little piece out. There's a little piece of lace. And then this little tiny bit of, I don't even know, little thing in my little stash basket. And then I did a few French knots on it to tie it off. And those are my days, 71 through 80. Thank you for watching.